Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for your attendance. We wanted to inform our community about a tragedy that had occurred earlier this morning in the city of Fargo. At approximately 10:52 a.m. this morning, our officers were dealing with a call for service in the 6100 block of 61st Avenue South, in which time they were involved in a critical incident shooting that resulted in the death of a 65-year-old Fargo resident. Our deepest condolences go out to the family and friends of this individual. We understand that losing someone in this way is profoundly tragic, and our hearts are with them during this difficult time. Next of kin notifications are being made as we speak, and the name of the decedent will be disclosed 24 hours from now. As to the incident itself, our department had received numerous calls for service since approximately 7:30 this morning from the same individual, asking for similarly the same things: medical assistance and an expression of suicidal ideations. Our department has had a number of prior contacts with the decedent as well, related to mental health issues that were resolved without incident. At approximately 10:12 a.m., our officers responded to the residents and conducted dialogue with this individual for over 30 minutes, attempting to provide him assistance for his particular issues. Because of the statements that had been made, Fargo Fire was already, or an EMS was already staged on scene. And at approximately 10:52 a.m., the individual exited the residence armed with a gun, and two Fargo officers shot the individual. EMS personnel responded to provide immediate care, but the person was pronounced deceased on scene. No officers were hurt in this incident. The officers that were involved in the shooting was a sergeant with 8 years of service and an officer with 10 months of service. Their names will be released 48 hours from now. Pursuant to Fargo Police Department policy, the investigation was turned over to the North Dakota Bureau of Criminal Investigation. Both officers have been placed on paid administrative duty pending the outcome of that investigation. And in addition to the family of the decedent, we also ask that you keep our officers and their families in your prayers as well. They are equally traumatized by incidents like this. Our thanks to our friends at Fargo Fire and Sanford Ambulance for their quick assistance, and North Dakota BCI for their response to the investigative call for assistance as well. Future updates regarding this incident will likely be provided by North Dakota BCI, as they will be the purveyors of that investigation. There's not much in terms of specifics that I can provide, but I may be able to answer some general questions. I'll take those now. Yes, sir.
You said that two officers who are on administrative leave, did they both discharge their weapons and did they hit the subject?
Yes, and I should say that all of the information provided is preliminary and subject to change, but what we know at this time is that both officers fired. We won't know the second part of your question until the investigation is done, autopsy, things of that nature. Yes, sir.
Justified in firing your weapon?
That will be determined by the North Dakota Bureau of Criminal Investigation's investigation, and which is then reviewed by the Attorney General's office. Yes, sir.
Press release said officers engaged in a dialogue in an attempt to help the individual. What was that conversation like?
Well, I don't have the specifics, but as I said, the call is related to mental health and suicidal ideation, medical assistance. So I think conversations along those lines, trying to get him that assistance. Yes?
You said that you had a number of prior contacts, that your department had a number of prior contacts. How far back did that go?
We've had 6 other contacts in 2024, and then I don't have all the details previously, but several contacts with him prior to 2024 related to the same issues.
So all the calls for service came from this particular individual
Yes.
today?
Yes.
And so was there anybody else in the home, or is this all the self-contained one person, nobody else around?
As far as I know, just that's the only person there. Matt?
Did he call 911 and what was he kind of saying, if you could summarize?
Yeah, I think it's summarized just as I said, is that, he called numerous times throughout the morning and asking either for medical assistance and or expressing his suicidal ideations. Yes, sir.
There's a shooting in West Fargo last night. This didn't have anything to do with that, did it?
No, no. Nope, and there's no other threats to the public in this particular incident either.
Was the last, thing the Fargo Police defined as a critical incident in the area, the, shooting with Bearcat?
Can you say that again?
The last critical incident, was that the July 14th shooting?
Right, oh, yes, the last grill incident that our department's been involved in, yes, July 2023.
Did that, have any influence on how you guys, were then handling your response for today's incident?
No, today's incident is completely a different scenario. 2023 was an ambush of our officers. This was a call for service related to mental health and medical issues. Yes, sir.
Can you say, it says in the release that he came out with a handgun. I mean, did he point it at officers? Kind of what led them to discharge their firearms? Obviously, they
Sure.
got threatened.
Yeah, and that information will be forthcoming from the BCI investigation. Okay, so I think that's probably all I can provide you at this juncture. Appreciate your attendance. Have a good afternoon.